Okay, welcome back everyone. This is the Ritmix RSL III and we have Oz up 2-1 against Bla right now. The fourth map is going to be on Ohana, and I kind of understand now why Oz picked Entomb Valley previously, just because he knew that in any case he was going to be able to potentially pick Ohana later on, even if the worst case scenario was to be him losing the third game. But Bly actually did pick it first. I'm sorry, and I'm a bit surprised by this. I guess Bly just doesn't know Abyssal City this well, or I think they have Metropolis as well in the map pool. So yeah, Bly picking Ohana, and I know he's actually comfortable on this map. He's pretty good on it. I've played him a few times. I was actually not sending. Okay, I was just noticing that he hadn't sent his 8th probe out to make a pylon here, and he's gonna make pylon in his main. We saw a lot of Koreans do this at the WCS. They just get their forge in their main, and basically if you do this, you just make the pylon in your main and then you make the forge later on. It saves you a lot of money, because usually you send the probe here, you make the pylon and then you send it out on the map, and you lose a lot of money out of this. Before you reach 16 probes on minerals, any kind of movement from your probes, if you stop mining with them, you lose a lot of cash. So what Oz is doing right now is just keeping all his probes in his main, mining there, and okay, as I say that, he sends one out. But basically he's just going to get so much more money than usual because of this. He's going to be able to get the quick forge up, and I think usually you wouldn't scout with this. You just throw down Nexus later on and then a pylon, but just because it's Bly and he might know about Bly style, he chooses to scout very early on here. And Bly actually going again for the very standard 14 pull here. And he sends out his first 2 overlords. The second overlord did get to go through this natural, and Oz gonna throw down a pylon. Oh, we have very quick gas here for Bly, and Oz is gonna be able to spot it. And actually, I wouldn't be surprised if Bly tries to full Oz from there and not use his gas at all. But then again, with Bly, you never know. I was gonna throw down the Nexus now at 18 supply. Okay, actually he chooses to go for a pylon first, just because he realizes the Zerglings are already on the way. And he's gonna need a cannon ASAP if he wants to be able to hold. And actually the situation is this: he has a pylon here. If Bly runs to Oz's main right now, he might be able to get a cannon and defend, and then this pylon will be completely left alone. Only this one drone is gonna be working on it, so very well done here by Oz. If he didn't have this pylon, those links could just still run to his base immediately. And actually he didn't notice those 2 links, I think. Okay, now I think he's starting to realize that units are headed his way. And he should definitely try to wall off as soon as possible, but he realizes he doesn't have time, so he's gonna pull a couple of those probes. This cannon is almost up. Oh, those links really want to make their way into the main of Oz here. One of them do make it. And this pylon gonna do so much blocking for like the longest time. And Bly is only mining from his extractor with only 1 drone. He's on 600 minerals right now. What are you doing, Bly? Do something. Okay, this drone's gonna be able to get rid of this 1 pylon. I wouldn't be surprised to see him take 3 bases at once here. Another drone is being sent out on the map, and those links just couldn't do any damage, and Oz right now pulling so far ahead. 22 probes to the 17 drones of Bly. Bly throwing down a hatch at his 3rd base. This queen gonna try to do some denying with this probe. I think he's gonna be able to spot it regardless. Yeah, he does spot the hatchery, but this probe is gonna die. The only good thing I see for Bly this game is that he's able to start creep spreading early, because he had his queen out for the longest time. But Oz, oh my god, his economy. He's gonna be insane this game. 25 probes already, and he's only gonna spend his chrono boost on his probes until at least the 6th or 7th minute. There we go with more. A Zealot was made. I'm surprised he doesn't send this Zealot out on the map. When you have this kind of advantage, and he saw that there was already 3 hatches for Bly, I would definitely try to get this Xel'Naga Watchtower control to see any kind of potential cheese coming my way. But I like the overlord placement by Bly as well. 1 here, gonna be able to spot this 1 gas. 1 here, gonna end up being in this corner. See how many probes there is at the expansion, so you can kind of know if there is an all-in coming your way. This one overload as well, spawning 2 gases here, so a lot of info gonna be taken from Bly here. Oh, look at this queen, so much energy. Oh, gonna spend it on 2 creep tumors immediately. And Bly already working on his creep spread. He stacked 2 layer, added another gas in his main, and could we potentially see Mutas again? So many Muta play today by Bly. I'm not sure if he plays Mutas against Terran as well, but if he does, we're gonna see a lot of Mutas again against Braddock. Bly is like, I don't want to use Hydralisk or Roaches anymore, I only want to use Mutas and Lynx. The lair gonna finish here very soon. Oh, we might see Hydralisks. I know he really likes to go Hydralisks sometimes. And also Oz, he only played Blinks so far, and then into Phoenixes to fight against the Mutas. But if this game he was to choose to go for an Immortal build, since he went for the very early robotics, Hydralisks would have been very good against this, but Bly, no. His pride was hurt, he lost twice with Mutas. So he's gonna go for it again. He does not want to give up his Mutas. Bly here with some very nice circling map control, and actually we still really like the creep spread, but it's gonna be kind of irrelevant just because he's going Mutas. Like this creep spread is gonna do almost nothing for him. Oh, very nice. I think this is very good for Zerg when they can manage to do this and drop so much creep. It takes a whole minute to clean. And Overseer is gonna scout into the main of Oz. And I'm not sure this is the right choice, just because Oz is really gonna be able to expect those Mutas this time around again. He sees there is a very quick Overseer. He knows that Bly teched very fast to lair. And when you play against a Zerg who went for Mutas all the previous games, you should kind of know at this time. But it's still going to go through with the drop, 3 sentries. I guess they're going to be pretty useless later on. Like, you don't want to have, I guess total he has 7 sentries. You don't want to have 7 sentries total against some kind of Muta play, just because they're not going to do anything in the long run. So it's still actually a smart choice. And I'm learning stuff here with you guys. It's actually a smart choice to still drop those sentries. I used to think that if you go sentries, you shouldn't sacrifice them against Mutas, but he's going to be able to delay so much mining here, and maybe even snipe this side. No, I don't think he's going to get the hatch. But he's going to delay mining for sure. This sentry is stuck here. Nice defense here by Bly. Oh, he could have saved his queen. Actually, he could have just moved around with his drones and units just until all those Mutas got rid of everything, but Oz does get out with those units, and it's gonna buy himself some time. He should go out and shield. Oh, he's gonna try to do a big Stalker Warp here to defend against this. And it's working. Just because Bly didn't have links with this. And Bly overreacting a bit here, throwing down a couple spine crawlers. The big problem for him is that he doesn't have a macro hatch like almost ever when he goes for this build. He just wants to go for Mutas of 3 hatches, 3 bases, and then start making hatches everywhere and expand. And go for more Mutas, and he hopes that the Protoss will play defensively, but Oz with some very nice aggressive play here. Keeping Bly on the back foot here, basically playing defensively when he should be playing offensively. Oz going up to a lot of gates right now. It was scouted by Bly. Oh, and actually, this is right. Very right play here by Bly right now to play so defensive and add spine crawlers. He should have even more. He should just make 10 spine crawlers right now. And maybe get a lot of links since there is so many stalkers against him, but I don't know, this push is going to be so strong by Oz. He has a couple sentries, 5 in total, all of them are almost full energy, and he's just warping stalkers 7 by 7 right now. +2 is on the way, so I think he's just going to wait for +2 and hit this big timing where he can just kill Bly off immediately. This Warp Prism doing a very nice job of helping reinforce. Oz doesn't have an observer, that's the only thing I don't like about this. And a lot of creep spread actually becoming pretty useful in this game. And Oz is going to move on into the expansion here. He might be able to get a very good set of force fields off. The Warp Prism going to phase mode. Bly should definitely snipe this if he wants to have a shot at holding this, but he doesn't. Oh, he misclicked here. He misclicked, and because of this the first warp is going to finish, and Oz, I think he's going to take the victory with 3-1 in this game. 62 supply to the 47 of Bly, and Oz did very well by waiting for the +2 attack. He was 2-1 in this attack, man. Against non-upgraded mutants, non-upgraded Zerglings. This is almost perfect play against mutants, I feel right now by Oz. And this should be a 3-1 victory for him. So Oz taking the first victory in this group. I think we are gonna have Bly against Braddock up next. But Oz playing just so impressively right now against Bly. And knowing how good his PVT is, I think he has a very good shot of making it out of this group. I'm not sure how many players make it out of the group, but yeah, Oz just playing so well right now.